Gigabit connectivity is a talking point at Connected Britain, and I'm here with Mikael Sandberg of VXFIBER. Michael, you took part in a panel on this subject earlier this morning. Tell us about some of the main sort of talking points and hot topics.
Thank you. Yes, the panel was accelerating down the road towards a Gigabit Britain, and we talked about what facilitates and what stops that progress. And a lot of talk was about 5G, for example. It's a big topic. Will that hinder? Will that in fact help? And the panel's view was, in fact, it is a complementary technology. 5G desperately needs fiber, so that point was quickly covered. Then we got into issues such as skill shortages. Major issue, I believe. The government has just come out and said we want 15 million households connected by 2025. How are we going to achieve that? I believe there's sufficient finance, sufficient demand, but the actual resources to deploy that will be a short bottleneck, basically, short resource. So we are bringing in, considering Swedish resources, into the UK to help with the skills shortages.
Where do you think Britain stands in Europe and with countries like Sweden at the moment?
Unfortunately, if you look at the official statistics, although the minister this morning said that we have a high coverage of super fast, that doesn't cut it anymore. It's full fiber that's the important thing. And on full fiber, the UK has only about 4% penetration, whereas Sweden has 60%. Some of the Baltic states have near 100%. Full fiber is absolutely essential for the future, both for the country as a whole and for the local cities such as London and the big cities around the country. So unfortunately the UK is behind.
Okay, but I think you have an idea that might help involving local authorities.
We strongly believe if we can look at the money available, the public purse and the money from industry, it is not enough. The money has to come from somewhere else. We're looking at alternative owners of the fiber infrastructure. We see private investors, we see landlords, we see property developers, but we see the council as a key tenant in the deployment of fiber. And using existing assets, such as cable laid down for security cameras, for traffic lights, etc., contributing that and enabling private investors to come in and leveraging of their existing infrastructure. And we want the city councils to take responsibility for their own digital destiny.
Very interesting. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Brian.
So are local authorities the secret weapon in the drive to the Gigabit society?